So, here is the long awaited story of witches and ghosts. They just want a home to live, basically. So, what happened? Once upon a midnight, thick with fog, in the heart of a dark jungle, a few sinister figures emerged from the shadows. They were old witches, their faces hidden beneath hooded cloaks, eyes glowing sickly green. Beside them, drifting the restless spirits of three ancient ghosts, their transparent forms shimmering faintly as they glided alongside the witches. These travelers had been wandering for centuries, cursed to roam without a place to call home. And tonight, they were on a mission to find a new dwelling, and that is one in the city. So, the witches' bony fingers traced spells into the air, casting a misty trail that led the group to the edge of the jungle. Beyond the forest stretched an open road, leading straight to a distant city, whose lights blinked through the night, like eyes watching them approach. "We will find it there," hissed the elder witch, her voice sharp as a dagger. "A house where we can linger." As they reached the outskirts of the city, the ghosts floated forward, weaving through alleyways and drifting past rows of houses. Occasionally, a dog barked or a cat hissed, sensing the presence of otherworldly intruders. But no one else noticed them until they reached a narrow street lined with old dark houses. Then they saw it, a house at the end of the lane, tall and weary, with faded shutters and broken lights. It had a cold air about it, as if no one had lived there for years, but a single dim light flickered on the second floor. With twisted smiles, the witches and ghosts crept closer. The elder witch waved her hand, and the house door creaked open. Inside, the air smelled stale like old wood and dust, and the wallpaper was peeling in faded strips. Upstairs, the only resident of the house, a man in his 50s named Edward, heard the faint creak. He frowned, setting down his cup of tea. No one else was here, he thought, but the uneasy chill in the air made him shiver. As he moved to check the door, a shadow drifted across the room, and he froze. A pale face appeared before him, a ghostly woman with empty eyes, her mouth stretching into a silent scream. Edward stumbled back, horrified, as the room filled with eerie laughter of the witches and the mournful wails of the ghosts. "What? What do you want?" he stammered, his voice barely above a whisper. One of the witches stepped forward, her hollow eyes locking onto his. "We need a home," she rasped, her voice like rustling of dead leaves, "and this place suits us well." Edward felt his breath freeze as the ghosts and witches encircled him. The shadows deepened, and the chill grew so intense that he could barely move. As he backed into the corner, the witches' laughter echoed around him, rising until it filled every of the old house. The ghost faded into the walls, vanishing like mist, leaving their cold presence embedded in the floors, the doors, the very air. From the night on, Edward's house stood empty, silent, and cold. No one saw him again, and anyone who came close would see shadowy figures in the windows, hear faint whispers in the night. The witches and ghosts had finally found their place, a home to haunt for eternity, and no one would ever disturb them again in that house. So here, my friends, if you like this video and you'll feel a little bit scary, please do subscribe, like, share, and do whatever with this video. But do subscribe, please. Do like and share it. Thank you.